Hello, this is Sarah Estelle, and Happy New Year 2022 to you, and also Happy New Moon in Capricorn. So if you've not met me before, I'm a nature guide specializing in flower and vibrational essences. I'm a mentor to healers with businesses, and also a priestess of the new earth. So it's my great pleasure today to share with you some of my favorite and very aligned essences for this particular time. And I'm going to be sharing with you essences from all different ranges around the world, and specifically ones that we feature in the Flower and Vibrational Essences Diploma that I have the honour of facilitating. So first of all, let's talk about Capricorn energy. There's lots of information out there on the internet about it, so I'm not going to focus in on that, but let's just set the scene. So Capricorn energy is all about long-term, sustainable future. It's not the fast-acting decisions that make a difference in the short term. It's about long-term structure, systems, processes. And I know we kind of go, oh no, that sounds boring. But we need to really bring this up into a modern day world vibration of starting to look at what structures and systems that we put in place right now of all kinds that can last for those who come beyond us. Up until now, or in the last 100 years or so, many of the decisions that have been made have been based on short-term gain. And I think why many of us are turning to nature now is because nature, the trees, the shrubs, the flowers, the plants, many of them have been around for much longer than we have, and know how to adapt, to change, to thrive in a changing world. And that's what I want to share with you today. So shall we get going? So the very first one that I'd like to share with you is one of the batch essences. So this is Mimulus. The reason I'm sharing this one is because if you have Capricorn energy, or in this Capricorn time, we might, especially at this time on this earth, there might be a part of us that's gone a little bit quiet and shy because we're unsure of the future and we're quite timid in the decisions that we make. So Mimulus is all about fear of what we know about, things that we can name. So it could be a fear of investing. It could be a fear about moving, a fear about changing your job. It could be a fear of following your heart. And it can be very mundane, if you like, not so mundane when you're in it, things like fear of going to the dentist or fear of flying. But Mimulus can really help you, rather than parking the emotion out to the side of you and pretending it isn't there, really start to interface with the feeling. Feel those fears and see that they're nothing but energy and that they can be moved through. So this is an essence for confidence and for courage in making new decisions. And we're going to stay with the batch essences for a while. This is rock water. Now rock water is kind of similar but different. If we need rock water, we have a fear of change, but it's kind of more of a stuckness. It's a place where we need that flowing sense of water, where we need flexibility. Maybe we've kind of got into a mindset of this is how it is and it's not going to change. Or maybe something has always been in the same way. So for example, we might say, oh, well, my family have never gone to university. I was actually the first one in my family to go to university, so which is why I've chosen that one. So we may have patterns in our lineage, if you like, or in the way we think that say, well, this can't happen because it hasn't done so far, and there are no patterns in my energy system, in my ancestors' energy system that could allow this to happen. And so rock water will allow that flow of new to come towards us. It'll allow us to do different things, to think outside the box, to have more flexibility in what we do, and literally move into new territory, which is really what we want right now. Next one, a very different energy. It's one of the essences from my own range, Moonflower Essences. Now, I chose this one today because she holds a lot of the more loving grandmother type energy of the Capricorn energies. So because Capricorn is all about looking to make decisions and looking to build structures that are going to serve us for the generations to come, we need to really tap into that wise person inside us. Often I call this your inner priestess, but it could also be the inner wise woman or inner wise man inside of you. And that person, that energy, it has this kind of grandmother crone type energy. And that's what this red rose holds, one of love, one of knowing that we have energies and benevolent energies that have our back, that are going to hold our hand and really kind of champion us to take the best decisions, the most sustainable decisions, not the quick, easy ones necessarily. So this photograph is actually the red rose that created this essence. And so why it's a tiny bit sort of pixely, because it's an old photograph. It was one of the first essences I ever made. But isn't she beautiful? And now we come to one of the Alaskan essences. And by the way, all the ranges that I'm sharing with you today, we feature in our Diploma in Flower and Vibrational Essences. We look at 12 different ranges from around the world. This is Spruce, or white spruce. So I've included this one today because if we want to look to the wise, seer, type sage energy, the grandmother or grandfather type energy, we can easily look to the big old trees. Some of these trees have been around for 200 or 300 years, and their ancestors many millennia. And so if they know how to, they hold blueprints that we don't have access to as humans, because they know how to survive and they know how to adapt to change on our planet. They know how to stay around for a very long time. So spruce is, according to the Alaskan essences, an essence that interfaces between heaven and earth. So it keeps us spiritually connected, but also very rooted on the ground, because these wise old trees are very heavily rooted, and so they receive the sustenance of the earth. But they have these amazing spines that hold them up straight and tall and strongly. But they also receive through their branches and leaves and cones in this respect. They receive all the starlight and all of the codes of the heavens. So this essence can be very helpful if we are more perhaps spiritually connected and we want to bring more of that through into our bodies and down onto the earth and walk forward on a daily basis in a very integrated way. Love that essence. So we can't really talk about earth energies if we don't mention the crystal kingdom. So this is Chrysocolla. Chrysocolla is one of the gem essences that participants take in month 6 of our diploma. So this is made by Indigo essences. Most of the essences from this range are actually gems. So they're very solid. They're really good for helping us bring more structure and more strength into our energy systems. So Chrysocolla is very connected to the mother, to the divine mother. And a little bit like this photograph, we can see this crystal being held by hand. So this is Chrysocolla gem essences, is very connected to the divine feminine, to the divine mother, and really helps us feel held and loved and able to make decisions from that place. So very beautiful energies. This is an orange flower, and this is orange essence from the Spirit in Nature Essences. So orange flower is something that's actually really useful for this time on our planet, or for any times when there's a lot of darkness around us. Maybe because the external is dark and challenging, or maybe we feel very dark and challenged internally, and maybe that's a bit of both. So orange is good for anybody who has been through a lot of trials and challenges, and it enables you to see light at the end of the tunnel. So it's a really useful essence for the Capricorn energies, which can be a bit serious because it's such a practical, responsible energy. Sometimes it needs a little bit of lifting and more light into it. So orange essence can be really helpful if you want to feel that upliftment and the light that pulls you forward into a brighter future. And finally, we have the sacred banyan tree essence from Flowers of the Orient Essences. So these essences are made by my very first essence teacher, Claire G. Harvey. And this sacred banyan tree, also a very wise old tree with very spectacular trunks and root systems. This is all about shifting the energy within our cells. So very often, as I spoke about at the beginning, we tend to, if something has been in our lineage or in our cellular memory for a long time, all of us have beliefs that we believe that can't change. And maybe, just maybe, we're moving into a time now when we're being asked to question those beliefs. And Sacred Banyan Tree will really, really help us do that. So it can shift your energy, awaken yourselves to a brand new way of being, and start to rebuild it so that the future can be different from the one that we have experienced and the one that our ancestors have experienced. So I love this essence for its ability to really change what we thought was not possible. So I hope you've enjoyed those essences. As always, any essence can help us at this time, and I've literally just gone into my inner seer and asked her which ones could be useful for this time around. So I wish you a very happy 2022 once again, a happy new moon. I look forward to seeing you in future videos that I create for you. If you're interested in finding out more about my work, you can go to sarahestelle.com. If you'd like to learn more about flower essences and become an ambassador for the flower and nature kingdom via our practitioner diploma in Flower and Vibrational Essences, you're very welcome. Just visit my site sarahestelle.com and you can find out more. So until next time, many, many blessings to you.